Hi, my name is Matt Jacobson, Jacobsen. Again, I'm a sergeant with the Detective Division with the Portland Police Bureau. I'd like to start by mentioning this is an active and ongoing investigation. Obviously, anytime two of our officers are injured in such a violent way, it's not only an assault on those officers, but it's an attack on public safety, which we take very seriously. The stance from the police bureau is an all hands on deck posture right now, both within our investigative resources and our uniformed personnel. Everybody's playing a role. The outpouring of information we've gotten from our community has been wonderful. We encourage everybody to continue sending in tips. We are looking into those thoroughly. I want to just make it very clear that we will not stop until we find this person and safely take them into custody. It will continue at the pace we're working until that happens.
Can you talk a little bit about how common this type of situation is? That you've got, 4 days now into a manhunt. Does this happen often?
Well, this is an uncommon situation we're dealing with in general. We are very lucky here that serious assaults on officers don't happen all the time. In terms of investigations, we take our time. Generally, when a case comes to the Detective Division, we talk about time being our friend. Obviously, in this case, we have great imperative to find this person. But in terms of it being 4 days, it is not an anomaly in terms of your day-to-day investigation. I say that all obviously having said, we have great concern for finding this person, and obviously we would like to have them in custody right now.
What is the warning to the community? The person likely still armed or not?
So we believe this person is still armed and dangerous. I will reiterate the importance of our community being vigilant, keeping their eyes open, and passing along any information they can. In terms of a threat to public safety, as I said, any attack on law enforcement is significantly concerning. If they're willing to do that to the police, obviously there is a concern they do that to somebody else. But with that said, we aren't holding any information that says this person is a direct threat to any specific people or anything like that.
So how far are you?
Concerned that the suspect has left the state? And if so, have you been communicating with other agencies or even Canada?
We have been working really thoroughly with a number of different local, state, and federal law enforcement partners. I'll say also the outpouring of support from them has been humbling for us. The partners we have are urging to help. They want to help. So yes, we have been working with folks from every level of law enforcement. I think in any ongoing case, there's a concern that that suspect may have fled. But again, we don't have any information to support that. But we do keep all of those options open as we go through our investigation.
Is there any reason to believe that the 911 call that initially came in was some sort of entrapment or ambush or anything like that?
So there's some information that we're gonna hold back right now, and again, not for any other specific reason, is that we're still vetting a lot of information, and I wouldn't want to give false information, but we're still working through really the details there.
How crucial was any information that you were able to get from the officers who were wounded? I assume at least someone who was released is able to talk.
Again, out of respect to them going through the recovery, we were able to pull quite a bit of good information from the scene that night from various resources. Obviously, in any case, the witnesses, the victims, the people that were there and have firsthand knowledge are wonderfully important, paramount of importance. But again, that information we got that night has been only supported and bolstered by the tips that we've received.
Can you talk about the volume of those tips?
Absolutely. So at this point, we've received well over 100 tips. I will say, as part of that workload, we talked about our posture of all hands. Every one of those tips is assigned to an investigator to be vetted, worked, and either ruled in, ruled out. So that work is voluminous, but is incredibly important to building the picture and working through finding this person.
When you say all hands on deck, what does that look like for your overtime right now? Or you have a lot of people on overtime with a case like this?
In terms of specifically working on overtime, I don't have those numbers, and I really couldn't speak to it. I will say that the Bureau has been unbelievably willing to, put aside their own personal needs to put time towards this.
How are your families doing?
I think, that's an interesting question. I think our first thoughts go to the families of our injured officers. There's no doubt a concern from every law enforcement family when something like this happens. It really makes what we do real. Our officers in uniform are putting on a badge, going out to serve the community, knowing the risks that they're taking. This is a reminder of what those risks are. I know every family member, mother, father, child, spouse, feels that also. But we're really lucky that in a case like this, it can bring us together as a family and bring the Bureau together as a family.
We
Hey,
had some-
yeah, a couple more, because I gotta get Matt back upstairs.
We spoke to some folks that were working or living in that neighborhood that all this happened, witnessed what happened, and saw the officers speak to the suspect for a little while before the shooting happened. And so they come on camera to tell us about that. Can you explain a little bit about what they were discussing before the shooting happened?
Right. So the initial interaction had to do with that initial call for service that our officers were responding to. In terms of the specific content of that, it's not something we're able to share right now. Again, trying to protect that investigative integrity. If we could share, obviously, I would love to, and we'll be able to hopefully share that when we're able.
Can you confirm?
Officer that was in the hospital, still any update on their condition currently?
I'm going to pass that to our PIO. The last I heard, I don't have the updated information, so I wouldn't want to speak and give you bad info.
Anyone, one more question?
Yeah, the first call, that was just the 2 officers who were injured, right? No other patrol vehicles that responded to that one incident?
Can you?
So when the 911 call came in and the 2 officers who were injured, they were the only patrol car responding to that one incident. At the time they arrived alone, there were no other vehicles.
I'm not 100% sure. I guess I don't know what you're asking. Yeah.
Let's not get into that.
I'm not trying to be. I just don't know what you're asking.
No, I guess I'm just kind of wondering on the timeline. So if they were there alone, how long
Oh,
did it take
I
for
got
the
what-
next,
I got
the
what you're
next patrol
saying.
vehicle to come and respond?
The dynamics of the event were pretty rapidly and quickly unfolding. I don't think I could speak to that in a way that would properly answer it. So I'll just kind of pass that on.
Are you able to talk about the condition?
Yeah, I want to give a few updates. So first of all, we told you that the one officer was released earlier this week. The second officer is still in the hospital and in stable condition. As far as tips go, we have now received approximately 180 tips. 150 of those are really solid, actionable tips. So again, many thanks to our community for that. And I just talked with a detective in the back of the room, and I just want to. I appreciate where Detective Sergeant Jacobson was going, but I want to make sure that the correct information is out there in the sense of we do not consider this an ambush. Like the 911 call, we have no reason to believe was luring us into the area. So please do not let anyone think that is the case. We were responding to what we believe to be a very legit 911 call of a threat with a weapon, and then this is when the individual shot our 2 officers. So that is all we have. Really appreciate everyone's time. Thank you.
Just real quickly, when you say stable condition, I mean, that can be a really general statement. Is this injuries that are going to affect them long-term at this point?
I don't want to get into that at this point. I will tell you we have every expectation that this officer will survive. That is what we're saying right now.
Sorry, just stable, we're not using it because it's not technically condition.
I know.
If that is a descriptor you could kind of give us to be able to explain.
I will work to get that. I don't have that off the top of my head. I think the main thing for you all to know is that we have every expectation in the world that this officer will survive, and we are incredibly grateful for that. That's all we have today. Thank you.
Thanks for making the time.